Welcome back. I am theundj, and this is Confessing Lies and Telling Stories. It's another beautiful episode with another bunch of crazy clips. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Major corporations across the country are now getting billions of dollars in tariff refunds, but American consumers are getting almost nothing back. So where's your cut?
That is the big question, and we're going to bring in CNN senior business reporter David Goldman to try to make it make sense for us. David, where is our tariff refund?
Yeah, I want to know where my tariff refund is, and I think a lot of Americans do too, because they shelled out $1,000 last year in tax expenses because of all of those tariffs. But remember, 20% of the tariff costs went to consumers. That means the other 80% went to corporations. And so the bad news is that, America, you are not owed anything. I'm really sorry to be the bearer of bad news. The reason is that corporations are the ones who pay the tariffs, not consumers. Although consumers paid some of that in the form of higher prices, they weren't actually going to the Customs and Border Patrol and handing over their tariff check the way that corporations were. But that was a lot of money that was spent on tariffs. $166 billion on the tariff refunds that are coming back to corporations because the Supreme Court declared those illegal.
Well, story of our life, right? We help pay the bills, and when there's a refund, we're never entitled to it. I'm so proud to be an American. I really am, but this part of it sucks.
This video is something you should not be looking at. This is leaked footage of a secret government lab where they doing animal hybrids. Like, look at these animals in these cages. Look at this. Like, what is this? Like, you can clearly see in this leaked footage that they are coming out with all types of animals. Like, look at this. Why they are creating these hybrids, I have no idea. But you can't tell me this ain't strange right here. And nobody knows why they are doing these type of experiments. Maybe they're just testing how it is when you cross two different species together. I don't know, but look at this. These animals are moving. It look like they're doing good. The government definitely is good at what they do.
Just a few short years ago, we would have saw this clip, and most of us would have been like, man, I knew it. I knew they've always been doing something like this. Now we have AI, and this is the problem with AI, because just a few short years later, we wouldn't believe anything like this. We refuse to believe any video that shows anything we haven't seen before. If we do, now it's AI. This is why AI is going to destroy our ability to actually see.
People can now pay for priority hurricane evacuation, meaning survival could be determined by wealth. A new company, Priority Evac, just launched a membership program to provide the service during hurricane season. For $12.50 a year, you guarantee yourself an evacuation for 2 hurricanes from June through November. Pets cost extra. This feels a bit like the Titanic when first-class passengers were prioritized over working-class ones. Unfortunately, it's nothing new. Studies frequently show that wealthier neighborhoods are able to evacuate disasters, whereas lower-income neighborhoods aren't. Money gives people the power to get on flights, drive, and get lodging. During the LA wildfires, victims contracted private firefighters to get protection faster. And often disaster relief funds prioritize wealthier areas. All of this just worsens inequality in the US. But as companies like this start popping up more, will evacuations and disaster relief become completely privatized? And if so, what happens to the people who can't pay for it? Because under the Trump administration, emergency relief programs have been slashed, as well as weather monitoring. Meanwhile, natural disasters are only getting worse and more frequent. Priority Evac says it's here to help the prepared household. In reality, it's for the wealthy household. This is the new American disaster response.
Every time you see one of these new startup companies that come out, just know that it's been fact checked, okay? Just like the company that wants to sell you sun, this one is also real. Private Evac. Look it up. You can pay to make sure that your hurricane relief and extraction and all that is in place. prioritizing yourself over other people, even if they need it more. I don't know about this. So Floridians, be careful. Make sure you have your exit plan. Get everything together before the hurricane comes, because it looks like your wealth is going to determine your survival. Not a good thing.
Chinese menu too? Do you understand Japanese? Just to reference, we can take a video and just want to see it. Do you know Japanese? Do you understand? Yeah. A little bit, yes. Okay. Thank you. We'll keep both. We'll keep both menu. Thank you. Bro, everything looks cheaper.
500.
Bro, it's definitely cheaper. Trust me. Okay, I think we're good enough. You don't see this on the other menu.
Yeah.
And this is Wagyu Nabe. It's 2350. And then with tax, it's 285.
So it's cheaper?
Definitely.
God damn.
This is the right place we were looking for.
Yeah.
We were looking for dual menu places like this.
And that waitress was trying to do her job, right? Try to take the English menu, asked a few times if you even speak Japanese. If you travel, be careful. I'm not a foodie. I'm not social. I don't do restaurants like that. So I don't have a dog in this fight. But if this is you, just be careful, man, especially if you're in these cuisines from different countries and it's authentic. It exists. There are two different menus, and I'm really sure they do it if you're in their actual country. So if you're a traveler, if you're a foodie, just make sure you're not getting got.
Tonight, the major ruling involving children and teenagers in social media. The ruling against Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, ordering the social media giant to pay more than $500 million, saying its apps harmed children's mental health. Here's Elizabeth Schulze now.
Tonight, a massive legal setback for the company behind Instagram and Facebook. A New Mexico judge ordering Meta to pay $567 million in penalties and make changes to its apps, saying they harm children's mental health.
Now they must pay the price for the choice that they made to put profits over children's safety.
The judge ruling for users under age 18, Meta must eliminate push notifications at night and during school hours, hide like counts, add safeguards for AI chatbots, and put new time limits on the apps, no more than 90 hours per month. Tammy Rodriguez says her daughter Selena got addicted to Instagram and developed depression and took her own life at age 11. Her mom now one of thousands of other lawsuits filed against social media platforms.
I'm doing it to save other kids' lives. I don't want another parent to have to feel what I feel every day when I wake up. And I go home after work and the house is quiet and we don't have that loudness, and that's who I'm doing it for.
Meta says it will appeal the ruling, adding it works hard to keep people safe on its platforms. David.
Elizabeth Schulze reporting tonight. Elizabeth, thanks.
No, I don't want to blame just the company. I don't want to blame just the parents. And I also don't want to blame the children. But unfortunately, all three, they share the blame here. Now, the parents need to regulate it because you heard them say they now have to pay the price. Well, isn't the damage pretty much done now? They've done what they needed to do. The addiction is out there. And this is Meta. That's Facebook and Instagram. So $500 million. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Man, that's gas money when you combine what both of those companies make up under the umbrella of Meta, who makes money all over the place. That's a slap on the wrist. And the things that are being put in place should have been put in place before the apps launched. Not now they have to pay the price and now they're going to get penalized. Sorry if I'm getting too preachy, but this social media thing, as soon as I saw it, I knew what it was. I know a drug when I see one. I'm good.
TikTok videos are coming to Disney Plus. The tech and entertainment giants just announced a new first of its kind deal. So it allows TikTok creators to make content using characters and scenes from Disney movies and shows. Those videos will then be shared on both TikTok and Disney Plus. The partnership is set to launch in the U.S. in the next few months.
I thought it was like an AI bot or something that was just like moving inside of the billboard. So when I stopped, I'm like, is that a real? And then he starts waving. I'm like, that's a real person.
I love the little signs. He's very playful. He's very interactive. So lots of fun.
I was like, man, that's crazy. Hey, but I love the marketing, man. It's very smart. It's pretty hot today too, so I'm wondering if there's an air conditioner up there.
Just a couple of small clips to let you know a little thing is going out there. So it's all about marketing and Disney and TikTok. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know if we need to let those two get together. That sounds like a powerhouse team of destruction, personally. The second one, it's amazing. That's cool that they can build a house and a billboard and everything. What's not cool is we actually have people out here who need houses and they act like they can't build anything. But you can put one on a billboard for promotion and marketing. Maybe not the best use of our awesomeness, but it's cool that they can do it.
Technology is moving faster than most of us can track. But even by today's standards, there are announcements that stop you cold. Because as advanced as things have gotten, nobody seriously predicted this. The day you could turn on a kitchen faucet, fill a container, pour it into your car, and drive. Not a joke. Not a concept car that will never see a road. Toyota, one of the most trusted names in automotive history, has announced a new engine technology that points directly toward vehicles powered by water. And while that sentence sounds like something from a science fiction novel, the science behind it is real. The question worth asking is not whether it sounds plausible. The question is what it actually means for the future of transportation, and whether it could make the electric car obsolete before that future even fully arrives. Toyota's new water engine. Toyota's latest breakthrough has the potential to reshape the entire automotive industry. The concept at its core is both simple and startling: a car powered by water. What makes this possible is an advanced electrolysis process built directly into the vehicle. The car takes in water, splits it into hydrogen and oxygen, and burns the hydrogen as fuel. The chemical energy released when hydrogen and oxygen recombine drives the engine. The only thing that comes out of the exhaust is water vapor, nothing else. No carbon dioxide, no nitrogen oxides, no particulate matter, just water. The environmental implications are significant. Every concern that currently surrounds fossil fuel transportation, greenhouse gas emissions, urban air pollution, the long-term damage to the climate, would be addressed by a vehicle that produces nothing but vapor. And unlike some clean energy promises that solve one problem while quietly creating another, Toyota's approach sidesteps several of the most serious objections to electric vehicles as well. Electric cars are marketed as zero emission. That framing is accurate at the tailpipe, but it does not account for what it takes to manufacture a lithium-ion battery or what happens when that battery reaches the end of its usable life. The mining, processing, and eventual disposal of battery materials carry an environmental.
Well, you've seen this before. You've seen individuals come out and say, I've invented it, I've discovered it, I created it, I've done it. And then we usually don't hear from those individuals anymore. After a while, they just kind of disappear. But this is the first time I've ever heard of a company saying it. And I don't care how bad you are, you can't disappear Toyota. You can't take down the whole company. So let's go, Toyota, let's do it. Let's get it done quickly. 2027, if you can, I'm ready.
The reason we have 1,000 military bases is not for military power. They're lily pads for smuggling. That is how CIA smuggles gold, guns, drugs, cash, and small children for the elites in the United States. War is a profit center, not just for oil. War produces body parts. It produces orphans. It produces all kinds of human goods that can then be trafficked. And the banks rely on war and drugs for their cash flow, for their liquidity.
This is a pretty old narrative. It's been going on since the 60s and 70s as far as people speculating about this. There was even a show called Snowfall that depicted this very scenario. I just like to hope that it's not true. I have great respect for our military and its personnel. I really hope that this is just speculation. But unfortunately, the narrative that they do this kind of thing to fund operations they don't want people to know about is out there. If it's true, I hope it used to be true and it's no longer true. If it's still true, I hope we quickly outgrow this. This is not cool at all.
Chris Brown, he believes in UFOs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you think you ever been abducted?
Hell nah.
You think you ever seen anything that looked different?
Mm-mm.
Why do you believe?
Because I'm an alien. Y'all notice how quiet Big Boy got when he said that shit?
Why?
Because I'm an alien.
Explain.
I can't explain.
Do you feel like, and I don't mean, sometimes people think alien with the eyes and outer space and all that stuff, but you really feel like you're not of this planet?
I'm an alien.
Well, you know what? Fuck it, I'm an alien too.
For sure.
There it is. You know what I'm saying? You give me some of that alien work. And you've never been abducted. But you're an alien. Have you abducted anyone else? Is there an alien game that you can spit to us? Is there alien language that you know? Okay, all right. Well, it's obvious you don't want to share any of that.
Yeah, man, I got it,
Now, the little basketball clip that I attached to the end of that little video was what started this whole thing about him being an alien. I don't know if you remember when he played the basketball game, he went up for the dunk, and then his hand got real funny. And then he hit his hand when he hit the ground. Now, a lot of people have said, and I can see this, that when he jumped up, the ball started to roll down his hand, and it made his hand look like it grew. I can see that. I really can. But the behavior after he hit ground, where he tucked his arm behind his back and basically kind of ran off, not to mention the dismissive way he was talking in the interview, they got to tell you the truth. So, I don't know. But could it have been the ball rolling down? Yeah. Most likely, yeah. But do I think he's an alien? Yeah. Most likely, yeah.
NVIDIA will now pay you $22,000 per year just to be able to host a mini AI data center at your house. This is a startup that's called Span, and they have now built this thing the size of an AC unit that just bolts onto the outside of your house. They're saying that they will install the entire thing for free. They cover your electricity and your internet, and you just pay one flat price, around $150 a month for both. And they're also saying the more that you let the data center run at your house, the more it's worth to you, up to $22,000 per year. The reason why they're doing this is because AI companies literally cannot build data centers fast enough, so instead of one giant warehouse, they're spreading the computer power across your neighborhood. They're starting with about 100 homes later this year, and they want to scale it up to over a gigawatt of power by 2027. Basically, their goal is to turn entire neighborhoods into one giant AI machine. And also, that $22,000 number is just their own math, and absolutely none of that has been proven.
So what's up? How many of y'all want a part-time job being a mini data center? So our neighborhoods can look more and more like the inside of electronics, the inside of a computer. I just did a clip that showed that the inside of electronics looks just like a city. And now they're going to throw these little things. Another real company, another real startup, go look it up. NVIDIA, and the company is called Span. They are trying to pay you to turn your home into a data center. Yay. And we all know how that money motivates us. So this is not good at all.
For the first time ever, scientists used AI to create a virus we have never seen in nature. This all came out in the journal Science. And what it revealed, much like ChatGPT completes the end of a sentence, scientists were able to train an AI model to complete the end of a DNA sequence. Now, scientists have always been able to reassemble DNA sequences, which are like recipes or blueprints for known viruses, and reassemble them in a lab. What's new here is that the AI model created a virus, again, that we have never seen before. Mixed reaction, of course, to all this news. Some in the science community are saying this is incredibly optimistic. Perhaps this could lead to treatments for some of the horrible diseases out there. Others are warning of the dangers, saying without the proper safeguards, scientists could use this to even create a bioweapon.
All right. Show of hands for those of you that think we're going to do treatments and cures first with this technology. And now a show of hand of the people who think we're going to go weapons first. And I'm pretty sure right now all I see and smell is armpits. I know everybody has to have their hands up. We don't do treatments and cures first. If there's weapons on the table, we always go weapons first. Everybody knows this. So that's why they're concerned, because they know what we're going to do with this first, if not only. But is it amazing? Yeah. Are we going to do the right thing with this amazing thing?
So Amazon just made it impossible for ChatGPT to recommend your products, and the reason why comes down to pure greed. So Amazon recently did something that seems really strange on the surface. They blocked all AI tools from being able to access and read their listings. ChatGPT can't see their products on Amazon, Gemini can't see them, Perplexity can't see them. None of the AI tools that people are increasingly using to make buying decisions can access anything on Amazon. Now you might be thinking that's a weird move, because more people using AI to find products should mean more sales for everyone in Amazon, right? But here's what's actually going on behind the scenes. Last year, Amazon made $56 billion just from advertising. And that's not from actually selling products. That's from charging sellers to show up in search results on their platform. And that's become a huge part of their business model. When someone asks ChatGPT, what are the best running shoes? ChatGPT gives them an answer completely for free with no ads and no sponsored listings anywhere. Amazon makes exactly $0 from that interaction. So from Amazon's perspective, AI recommendations are actually a threat to their ads business. They'd rather force people to come to Amazon and search there so they can show them a sponsored listing. But here's the twist. Amazon is losing control of how people discover and research products because of AI and TikTok, and this is their perverse way of fighting back at the expense of their sellers.
Now, if a huge, mega rich company like Amazon is saying, man, AI is taking my money, AI is invading my privacy, and they're taking measures to keep AI out, don't you think we might want to keep an eye on it too? These companies are afraid of what AI is going to do, and we walk around with it in our phones and using it every day, relying on it. Are you sure? Amazon is afraid of it, and Amazon itself is a threat. Amazon itself can be an addiction. Okay? We might want to take heed to what these companies and elite people are doing. If they're building bunkers, you better start preparing. If they start leaving the country, you better start preparing. And now you got companies walking away and scared to protect themselves from AI. You better start preparing.
Don't die for the next 10 years, please. Please try to survive. Because if you live 10 years, you're going to live another 5 years. If you live 15 years, you're going to live another 50 years because we're going to solve the aging. We now live in a period, and this is what I tell people, the first time in human history, we have the possibility of reversing aging process. We will reverse aging. We will take 80-year-old, 100-year-old person, will bring it back to a 20-year-old. I think that this is sort of like a turning point in human history. Maybe this might be the biggest discovery since the beginning of civilization. I mean, it's that level.
That's a big statement.
Yeah, it's a big statement, but I've been thinking a lot about this for many years, and using AI, and I can see the incredible impact it's going to do, and we'll talk about it, and mostly it's going to be in medicine, biology. I don't think there's any problem that we will not be able to solve with AI.
If you don't believe that this is going to be something, then you haven't been paying attention. We've developed things that if you so much as touch a 5-pound weight and take this thing, you'll grow more muscle than you've ever grown in your life. We just recently perfected pills to where you just won't want to eat. You're going to lose weight. They work. No matter the danger, I'm not speaking on that. I'm speaking on how effective they are. These things work. Lose weight, gain muscle. They got reassignment surgery. They can turn you into pretty much anything. They can reverse the clock, cosmetic surgery. Okay? They can transplant organs. What's next on the list? If you really think about it, what's next on that to-do list? They're going to stop the end. Now, you may wonder if they do that, then that means the world is going to be overpopulated. Not really. If you think about it, natural cause of death is not the leading cause of death. People usually get themselves messed up somehow. They usually mess it up and they get taken out, or they take themselves out, being careless. Very rarely do you just expire. Okay? So this just may work, But I tell you what, I'm going to do my push-ups. I'm going to eat my protein. I'm going to drink my water because I'm going to hang around for another 10 years to see what we're working with. I want to be here. And if there's a way to do it, I'm all for it.
Come wedding night, I got a whole different suit that I put on. If you know what I'm talking about. You can stick around.
Brittany Murphy tried hard to hide her fear, while Ashton Kutcher laughed louder and louder. She never imagined the man who loved her would change entirely for Diddy, and all hints of her tragic fate showed right from the start. They fell madly in love after co-starring in Just Married in 2002. Ashton once publicly said Brittany was the light of his life, yet they broke up a year later. He dumped her just to fit into Diddy's high-end social circle. Ashton cut off old friends, appeared on variety shows alongside Diddy, and even co-hosted exclusive private dinners with him to grab business chances. He agreed with every word Diddy said and begged him to introduce him to top industry big shots. When reporters questioned him, he only mumbled, "I can't talk about it." When they crossed paths again, Brittany heard Ashton's fake laugh that sounded just like Diddy's. A chill ran down her spine, knowing her sad fate was sealed. She never spoke to him ever again. Powerful industry figures targeted her, but she refused their shady deals and lost every single opportunity. Isolated in her huge house, she sank deeper into depression and passed away from pneumonia at 32. Spookily, Diddy's ex-wife died of the exact same cause. Years later, Diddy's shocking scandals came to light, and people revisited Brittany's death case. She lived an innocent, uncorrupted life, yet wound up with such a tragic and lonely end.
This is very sad. I remember, her passing. It was way bigger than I imagined it should be. I really didn't know she was that big of a celebrity. But I do remember that her passing was a big thing, and it was surrounded by a whole bunch of questions and scandals. Now, I've known Dude since Dude, Where's My Car? That was the first time I saw him in any movie. And of course, he wasn't the same. When he started doing that TV show, Punk'd or whatever, he got a little different, and then he just kept evolving, as people tend to do. A lot of people think that she was his, let's call her, ticket to the party. And if that's the case, that's very sad. We don't know how it works. We just know it works. And when people fall around you, your success tends to go up. Intentional, coincidental, I don't know. But consistent, yeah.
Russia has blown the whistle on a U.S. devaluation scheme.
America is trying to change the rules in the gold and cryptocurrency markets. Remember how much debt they have, $35 trillion.
Dropping a global bombshell this week, accusing the U.S. of plotting to erase its $37 trillion debt burden by taking said debt, shoving it into crypto, devaluing it, and then resetting the system with a gold revaluation. A series of moves that wouldn't just impact those using cryptocurrency, but would impact the entire dollar system, meaning your savings, your retirement, your paycheck. But the scariest part is that the plan is already in motion. In case you missed it, Anton Kobiakov, a senior advisor to Russian President Vladimir Putin, made a bold claim this week at the Eastern Economic Forum, stating that the United States is preparing to reset the system, using crypto and gold to erase its massive debt burden.
Driving everyone where? Into the cryptocurrency cloud. Right now they have a $35 trillion currency debt. They move it into crypto, into the cloud, devalue it, and start from scratch.
But here's where it gets interesting. Just a few months ago, President Trump signed into law the Genius Act, legislation that creates regulatory framework for stablecoins. Stablecoins being a type of cryptocurrency that maintain a stable value by being pegged to a real-world asset, such as the dollar. But not all is as it appears. On the surface, it was hailed as innovative and the US adopting a new digital world that will keep us competitive. But if you look a little bit closer, there are many who say this is the foundation and legal framework for the United States to use these stablecoins as a lifeline for our debt. None of this even takes into consideration the fact that these stablecoins could also be a Trojan horse for financial control over the American people taking away our freedom and privacy, but that is a separate video that I've already covered. But back to the government scheme. It's no secret that as U.S. debt soars past $37 trillion, the U.S. is facing a buyer's crisis. Foreign central banks are dumping treasuries and moving into gold, a clear sign of declining trust in the dollar. In fact, as Kobiakov himself said, the U.S. is very eager to solve the problem of declining trust in the dollar.
This is a big thing going on, and I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about finances, crypto, or anything that happens on, I guess let's call it Mount Olympus, where the powers that be exist. So I need my smart people. My subs are way smarter than me, and they'll jump in and make all of this make sense. But it's big, and apparently the world thinks that this is what we're doing. So jump in the comments, explain it to me, let me know if this is true. Is this what we're doing? Is this why we're doing this? Or are we up to something else? But if this is the plan, is it going to benefit Americans? Is it going to hurt the world? I did the most I can as far as online to understand it myself. So jump in the comments, let me know what you think. This is going to do it for another episode. We get down Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do a short every day, and we hope for the best. I'm new to this, but I grow every day. I wish you the best. Hope you have a great week. Stay safe, stay diligent, stay focused. Until the next time, I am theundj. This is Confessing Lies and Telling Stories, and I'm out.